Hi, my name is Feng. I'm currently a postdoc researcher at the game group at Temple University. I'm going to be talking about some research I'm really excited about. This is our paper. It's touching, understanding touch effect association in shape change with kinematic features. The work in this paper was done while I was working at the University of Bristol with colleagues Oussama Metatla, Bennett, and Feng Zhijun at Shandong University. In their 2018 paper, Alexander and colleagues identified a number of grand challenges of shape change research. Among these, they argued that shape change research should first isolate factors of shape change in order to understand how these factors affect user experience. Second, understand the experience of shape change as it unfolds. Third, clarify claims about effect and emotion. Fourth, make stronger use of theory to ground research, support the development and testing of scientific claims, and identify gaps in knowledge. Our paper addresses these grand challenges by first, observing associations between touch and affect during shape change, isolating the sense of touch from other sensory modalities. Second, testing the experience of users to unfolding shape change. Third, applying methodologies from psychology to understand the effect, and extending these methodologies to measure participants' certainty about the effects. Lastly, transferring theories on crossmodal perception and the Bouba-Kiki paradigm from cognitive science. We extend the paradigm to address shape change and validate our methodology against previous work in this area, providing a firm foundation for future work. The Bouba-Kiki paradigm in studies of crossmodal perception concerns these two shapes, one jagged and one rounded. In a now-famous study, a significant majority of participants assigned the name Kiki to the jagged shape and Boba to the rounded shape. This has since been widely validated across the age ranges and culture groups. Subsequent work, including work at Kai, has also identified consistent affective association with these two shapes. To date, this has been studied in 2D and 3D tangible versions of the Boba and Kiki stimuli. In this paper, we extend the approach further to understand shape change. We developed a shape change device which allows transformation between Boba-like and Kiki-like stimuli for tactile exploration by users. Our device uses a pneumatic actuation to inflate a rounded Boba stimulus, which grows to mask a jagged Kiki stimulus. We use this device to test the affective impact of various dynamic shape change features. First, we compared static and shape change stimuli with both Boba-like and Kiki-like features. This allowed direct comparison to previous work on static Boba and Kiki stimuli. We also compared different rates of transformation between Boba-like and Kiki-like features. This approach allows us to isolate individual factors in shape change research and understand how they combine to produce touch-effect association in the user. Our experiments used the setup shown. Participants touched this gadget while it underwent shape change, but were given no visual access to the device. After experiencing the shape change, participants were asked to report their affective response. For the reporting of affective response, we used the well-established circumplex model. This measures the affective dimensions of arousal and valence on two axes. We extend this approach to help us understand how certain participants were about the effect they reported. Following a large body of psychological work on mouse trajectory analysis, we treated the trajectories of hand movement during a report as traces of underlying cognitive processes. Participants begin by clicking at the center of the circumplex before drawing out from this point to an endpoint, capturing their response to the shape change. We analyzed the three features from this trajectory. First, the endpoint, indicating the valence and arousal associated with the experience. Then, the number of velocity peaks and reversals in the trajectory. Following precedent in psychological research, we treated these features as indicators of certainty. Our results are complex and best reviewed in this paper, but we can summarize a few high-level outcomes here. We first found that in the absence of shape change, Kiki-like forms led to increased arousal and certainty and negative valence, and Boba-like features led to reduced arousal, certainty, and positive valence. This was consistent with previous work, validating our methodology and apparatus. The table shape change also revealed interesting results. In general, the presence of shape change increased the arousal level compared with static stimuli. This was true regardless of whether shape changes began with either Boba or Kiki-like features. In other words, the polarity of the shape change. Moreover, compared to static stimuli, the two types of dynamic shape change resulted in higher levels of certainty in the reporting of effect. We also found that regardless of whether Boba-like or Kiki-like features dominated, higher frequencies of shape change resulted in higher arousal and certainty. Finally, we found that congruency between features seemed important. For example, when we combine features positively associated with high arousal, Kiki-like forms and high frequencies, we observed the highest overall arousal. Incongruent combination of Kiki-like forms and low frequency resulted in low arousal, though still higher than Boba with low frequency. To summarize, our work shows the value of systematic, theoretically grounded research to understanding shape change. Grounding our work in the Bouba-Kiki paradigm enables us to transfer predictions from a large body of prior research into shape change. In turn, this allows future designers and researchers to build on this body of work in future exploration of shape change. Our results also shows the importance of isolating sensory modalities. This might be particularly important when designing shape change for situations where visual access is not available. Examples including delivering tactile information during driving, in extended reality, or for visually impaired populations. Overall, our results indicate that designers can modulate affective tactile stimuli through congruent and incongruent pairings. This can provide access to a wide range of affective outcomes. Please read our full paper for wider discussion, addressing a number of specific cases and applications, including meditation, extended reality, and design for visually impaired populations. Thank you very much.